They say wisdom comes with age, but no one tells you how quietly it slips into your soul when you listen to someone who's seen more sunsets than you've even imagined. I sat with her. 92 years old, her hands fragile but steady, eyes clouded yet piercing through every layer of my soul. She looked at me for a long moment before speaking. You young men, you think you have time, but time, she doesn't belong to you. She only lends herself to those who know how to treat her well. Her voice cracked, but every word hit like a hammer on glass. She didn't lecture me. She told me stories of the man she loved and lost, of the moments she wasted chasing things that never loved her back, of the nights she cried into her pillow because she realized too late some opportunities only knock once. And then she leaned in, almost whispering, "If I could go back, I would tell the young men of today 3 words: value your heart. It is your greatest currency." So if you're watching this, if you're lost in dating, or struggling to find your place, or just tired of feeling unseen, listen closely. Because the next few minutes might save you decades of regret. You've been told all your life to go after what you want. And while that sounds powerful, here's the truth most men never hear: constantly chasing, especially in dating, is a losing game. When you chase, you place all the power in someone else's hands. You're moving toward them, bending your time, energy, and emotions to fit their life, hoping they'll choose you. But here's the brutal reality. People rarely value what is always running toward them. The more you chase, the more you signal that you believe they are the prize and you are just the applicant. The 92-year-old woman told me this. Young men should understand women are drawn to gravity. Build it and they will orbit around you. Gravity is your value, not just your bank account. Though financial stability matters, but your emotional composure, your mindset, your discipline, your purpose. A man grounded in his mission has a presence that makes people naturally want to come closer. Too many men exhaust themselves chasing women who don't respect them, friends who don't appreciate them, or approval from strangers online. They pour their energy outward without ever building inward. Then they wonder why they feel empty, overlooked, and replaceable. Stop. Instead, put that same energy into building yourself. Learn a new skill. Start the business you keep talking about. Improve your body, your health, your wardrobe. Read the books that challenge you. Align yourself with mentors. Become someone that you are proud of before asking anyone else to be impressed. When you build, you attract. And when you attract, you no longer have to chase. Women respect a man who is not desperate for their attention, but who is selective about where his time goes. Opportunities find the man who stands tall, not the one who's constantly running after them. The woman looked me dead in the eye and said, "If you stop chasing people, you'll start attracting the right ones." Remember, a man who builds his value doesn't fear rejection, because he knows his worth is not defined by who stays or who leaves. Build first. Let the right people come to you. Money is not your most valuable currency. It's your emotions, your focus, your presence, your attention. These are the resources that shape your life, and yet too many men spend them recklessly, handing them over to people who have no intention of giving anything back. The 92-year-old woman told me something I'll never forget. You young men give away your hearts like free samples, hoping someone will keep you. But the wrong person will take everything and still leave you hungry. Think about it. You wouldn't keep giving money to a business that never delivers what you paid for. Yet emotionally, many men keep investing in women who only take, women who keep you around for entertainment, validation, or convenience, but never for commitment. And here's the cruel part. Every time you pour into the wrong person, you deplete the energy you could have invested into the right one. Your emotional currency determines the quality of your relationships and the strength of your future. If you waste it on people who disrespect you, use you, or make you feel small, you're not just losing time, you're bankrupting your self-worth. Guard it. This doesn't mean you close your heart off forever. It means you learn to filter. You learn to test before you trust. You give slowly, in small investments, and you watch for how they treat those investments. Do they reciprocate? Do they nurture? Or do they drain? High-value men understand that love without boundaries is self-destruction. They know that every yes to the wrong person is a no to the right one. And here's the truth: when you guard your emotional currency, you automatically raise your value. People sense it. They know they can't just walk into your life and take without giving. It forces them to step up or step out. The elderly woman smiled as she said, "Your heart is gold, son. Stop giving it to those who only know the price, but never the value. Your emotions are wealth. Treat them that way." In a world that never stops moving, stillness has become rare. And because it's rare, it's powerful. The 92-year-old woman told me this with a gentle smile. "Son, the loudest man in the room is often the weakest. The strongest man doesn't need to shout to be heard." Stillness is not laziness. It's not passivity. It's the ability to hold your ground while the world tries to push you into chaos. It's knowing when to speak and when silence will say more than words ever could. Most young men don't realize this. Your reaction is your signature. People judge your strength not by how you act when everything is calm, but by how you respond when things are falling apart. Lose your composure, and you've lost the battle before it begins. Keep your stillness, and you control the room. When you're still, you think clearer. You see who's real and who's pretending. You notice patterns, motives, and truths that are invisible to the man who's always rushing, always talking, always reacting. Stillness also reveals your value in relationships. Women, especially, can sense a man who is calm under pressure. It makes them feel safe, respected, and drawn to you. A man who can listen without interrupting, hold his ground without aggression, and respond without desperation stands out in a world full of noise. But stillness isn't easy. It requires emotional discipline. It means you don't jump to defend your ego at every provocation. It means you can walk away from drama instead of drowning in it. It means you let people reveal themselves before you decide if they deserve your presence. The elderly woman told me, "When you stop moving all the time, you see who starts chasing you. That's when you learn who truly values you. Your power grows in silence. Your influence grows in patience. Your value grows when you stop trying to prove it. In a society obsessed with speed and noise, choose stillness. It will make you unshakable. And the man who cannot be shaken is the man who cannot be replaced." In today's world, attention is cheap. You can buy it, fake it, or flash it for a moment before it disappears into the endless scroll. But depth cannot be faked. Depth lasts. The 92-year-old woman looked at me and said something that felt like a dagger and a gift at the same time. 8,000 people can look at you, and not one of them truly see you. Too many men are caught up in chasing attention. More likes, more followers, more people noticing them in a crowd. But attention without substance is like fast food. It fills you for a moment and leaves you starving again. Depth, on the other hand, is about building real connections. It's about people knowing the man you are, not just the image you show. It's about conversations that leave someone thinking long after you've left the room. It's about relationships where your soul is understood, not just your looks or your money. When you choose depth, you stop trying to impress everyone and start attracting the few who truly matter. A woman who values depth will see past the clothes, the car, the status, and she will connect to your character, your values, your vision. And those are the connections that last through storms. Attention can be taken away the moment someone else shines brighter. Depth is what keeps someone's loyalty when the lights are off and the world isn't watching. Choosing depth also changes the way you move through life. You become more intentional about who you talk to, who you trust, and where you spend your time. You listen more. You speak less. And when you do speak, people listen because they know your words have weight. The elderly woman sighed and said, "Son, the problem with chasing attention is that you forget how to be interesting when no one is looking. Attention fades. Depth grows. And a man who grows deeper with time will never have to fear being forgotten. Stop living for the applause. Start living for the connection. That's where the real wealth is. Loneliness can be dangerous. Not because it's painful, but because it makes you vulnerable to accepting less than you deserve. The 92-year-old woman told me, her voice heavy with regret, "The worst choices I made were on the nights I couldn't stand to be alone." When you're lonely, your standards weaken. You start replying to texts you should have ignored. You entertain people you know are wrong for you. You confuse attention with affection and presence with love. Suddenly, your desire to escape the feeling of emptiness blinds you to the reality of who you're letting into your life. But here's the truth: the wrong person will make you feel lonelier than being alone ever could. Many young men fall into the trap of rushing into relationships just to fill the silence in their lives. They settle for partners who don't respect them, friends who use them, or circles that drain them, all because solitude feels unbearable. But loneliness isn't a signal to lower your standards. It's an invitation to strengthen yourself. Use that space to work on you. Build your body, your skills, your finances, your emotional resilience. Learn to enjoy your own company so deeply that you only allow people into your life who enhance it, not just fill it. A high-value man understands that solitude is not punishment. It's training. It's the quiet season where you build the life you want before inviting someone to share it. When you are comfortable alone, you become immune to manipulation. No one can hold your fear of loneliness over your head. The elderly woman smiled faintly and said, "If you can't enjoy a meal alone, you'll feed yourself to wolves just to have company. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. One is a state of being, the other is a state of mind. Master your mind, and solitude will no longer scare you. It will empower you. Never let loneliness decide who gets your time, your heart, or your life. That decision should be made by your values, not your fears. Time, we talk about it like it's ours. We say, I'll do it later, as if the hours in front of us are guaranteed. But the truth is far harsher. Time is not yours. It's a loan. And one day, without warning, it will be collected. The 92-year-old woman leaned back in her chair, eyes distant, as if she were sifting through decades. She said softly, "You think you have time until you don't. And when it's gone, you realize the debt was always yours to pay. When you're young, it feels like the future is infinite. You think you can waste days on people who drain you, years in jobs that crush you, and seasons in relationships that lead nowhere, because there's always more time. But one day, you'll look back and realize that the interest rate on wasted time is regret. Every hour you give is an investment. The question is, are you investing it in something that will grow or throwing it into something that will die the moment you walk away? Time spent arguing with the wrong people, chasing the wrong relationships, or living for the approval of strangers is time you'll never see again. That's why high-value men treat their hours like gold. They protect them. They use them with purpose. The elderly woman told me, when you spend money, you can make it back. When you spend time, it's gone forever. That's why you need urgency, not desperation, but intentional urgency. Start the business now. Call your parents now. Tell the woman you love her now. Leave the toxic relationship now. Because waiting for the perfect moment is the fastest way to run out of moments altogether. One day, your loan will be called in. You won't get a notice. You won't get an extension. You will simply run out of time. And when that day comes, the only question will be, did you spend it well? Protect your time like the treasure it is. Spend it on people who value you, on work that fulfills you, and on dreams that make your life worth living. Because once it's gone, there is no refund.